Now we are going to learn how to set up a LinkedIn profile and how to strategically use your LinkedIn profile. There are so many different ways to use LinkedIn, and honestly, you can get sucked in just like any other social media platform. But what I'm going to show you is how you would use it to leverage the platform to contact corporate recruiters and to get around gatekeepers and be able to book your own interview. But before we get to that, we have to start with how do you actually make a profile? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to linkedin.com and you're going to click on sign up. When you do that, then you're going to put in your email address here. And you're going to click agree and join. Then you can just put in your name. And this is where you can put in if you're a student. So for those of you who are in high school or in college and not currently employed, you can just click on student. You can put in your most recent job title and just put sample. Most recent company. Click continue. Just choose the industry that you were in for that position. They're going to send you a confirmation code to your email. You're going to want to go over to your email and get this PIN code right here. So this one's 397427. They're just trying to confirm that you're not a robot, you're not just automatically setting up an account. Now, this is a really important point. So obviously we have a fake email address that we're using here, but your actual email address, you have a ton of people in your contacts list for your email. You want to actually try and you want to click continue so that you can import all your contacts. And here's what you're going to do. You're just going to click on allow so that LinkedIn can go in, reach in, and grab all your contacts. Now, because we didn't have any contacts in our fake email account, you didn't see a bunch of them uploaded, but yours would just automatically upload. Now, at this point, you can skip this section here and just get on to setting up your profile. So, how do we add a photo? This is not the place to be super creative or to be super silly. This is a professional networking social media site. So try to have a more professional picture. A good headshot's not a bad idea. I'll show you one here. And it doesn't have to be professional. I just took my own with my own smartphone. It's easy enough. Let me show you. Simple background, simple headshot. Easy enough. You can use this little circle to drag it around and reposition it, but usually the way they have it is pretty good. Save the photo. There, I'm a professional. Look at me. Now you can set up job alerts if you want. I'm just going to skip that for now because we just want to set up the app. You can get the LinkedIn app texted to your phone as well. That's not a bad idea. We'll skip that for now, but all you have to do is put in your phone number. Always a good idea to follow different companies that you're interested in because sometimes job postings will come up or it just shows that you have a more robust profile. And if you want to follow something, you can just click on following. Pretty easy. Then we click finish. Okay, so now your profile's getting started. It's not done yet, but it's getting started. From here, what you will do is you'll start adding in some of your work history. So you can just put in the month and the year that you started working at whatever company it was. Now, if LinkedIn doesn't prompt you to make changes, what you do is you go over here where it says Me, you click on that, View Profile, and now you can begin to make changes to your profile. One of the first things that I would do is change your URL just to make it shorter. So if we click on that, you'll see that, oh look, here's one for John Smith with a bunch of numbers after it. You click on that little pencil icon, and then you can just delete a lot of these numbers. Usually your name will be available. Now let's go back to our profile. When you're creating your profile, whenever you see a little pen, that means that you can edit something. So if we click on this, we can edit our name, our tagline or headline that appears when our LinkedIn profile comes up, where we live, etc. And then you would just click Save if you were making any changes. Right here it says our profile strength is intermediate, which means that we're missing some key sections. So where it says Add Education, let's do that. So let's just put in a local university around here. Add that to our profile. It's going to ask when we went. We're just going to put in some dates here. You could put in whatever you were, however long you were attending there. Put in your field of study. And what degree you received. Now, if you have just gone to high school and you haven't gone to college yet, you can just put in your high school. So let's just put Fenton High School. You can put in diploma if you're a high school student. Maybe just put in general studies. And again, you can just fill in all the rest of this information here, all right? But I'm going to close out of that for now. Now, going back up to here, it wants us to increase our profile strength, so it wants us to add some skills. I recommend putting the exact same skills that you have listed on your resume onto here. So we want to click on skills. Maybe if we're keeping in the accounting frame, we're going to put in bookkeeping. We can put in customer service. We could put in sales. We could put in, like they keep saying, data analysis. And maybe just some other random for good measure. Then you click Add to Profile. You want to add a summary statement. This right here is very similar to an objective statement if you want it to be aggressive. If you want it to be just more descriptive of who you are, you could just put in, you know, I have experience in XYZ. These are my motivations. This is what I would like to do. You can make it very just descriptive, or you can make it objective. That's up to you, depending on what you want to do with your profile. A good descriptor is probably best right here. Now you've made it to the All-Star profile. That actually helps you in a couple of key areas. Now, a couple of things to note. So let's say you want to add in some media. Meaning, let's say you want to upload your resume. Let me go back and walk you through that. So this section, About You here, you click on this little pencil, and you click here where it says Upload. And this is where I might put, maybe there's an award that you've won, or maybe you're going to put in a volunteer flyer for some volunteer work that you've done. But we'll just click this one here now just so you can see what it looks like. What's going to happen is LinkedIn is going to render the image up here of the file, and what you can do is put a description. You can put, this is an award I won for whatever it is, right? Then you just click apply and then save. Now there's going to be a little clip of, or a thumbnail image of your resume or whatever else you've uploaded right here. Now for education, what I would do is go here, edit this little blurb on education, and up here is where I would upload. I would actually upload a copy of your degree and of your transcripts, and actually any major class assignments that you have. So when you get to see the module or the training session on how to create a portfolio, we'll go into those in more in depth. But when you go to create a portfolio, you not only create a physical one, you also digitize it. And you take that digitized information and you put it in the appropriate section here on LinkedIn. Again, you would just click upload, and this is where maybe you would put in a copy of your degree or your transcripts. So you can type in, this is my transcripts, or if it's a major class assignment, and you can just describe what the class assignment was for. This would be especially great for senior thesis projects. And just click save. And now underneath your education section, you'll have media that pertain to that particular degree or that educational institution. This is very helpful for recruiters when they're looking at your profile and they want to see what you're capable of. Again, you can add in more skills and endorsements as necessary. Another thing that is very helpful is when you go here at the top where it says add profile section. If you click on that, you can add other profile sections. So I would put, let me see, I want to find one. For example, background. You can add a section on volunteer experience. Volunteer experience shows that you are a whole person, that you're not just an employee, but that you're also involved in your community and you care. So this is where you're just going to type in some different things. It's almost like typing in work experience, but it's just for volunteer. Then you just click save. And now you have volunteer experience down here. And again, just like I put this little flyer here, you can put in some sort of representation of the volunteer work that you've done. A couple other key sections for some of you are going to be your licenses and certifications. So if you got, for you IT folks out there, maybe you've got an ACT certification or a CompTIA certification. Or for some of you in the medical field, maybe you've got other types of certifications. Very important to have on there. You can list skills, other accomplishment, patents, projects. I like projects on there, and I'll show you in another profile what that can look like. And honors and awards, that's always a great one to have in your profile. Now, it's incredibly important that you have all of the contacts that you possibly can loaded into your network, because there are certain LinkedIn members that you can't even see if you don't have enough contacts. And I'll show you what that means here in a moment. But for now, just as by way of a reminder, you're just going to set up your LinkedIn profile. You'll just go through each section, click on the little pencil icon to make changes, click on the plus icon to make an additional record. As you're making changes, certain ones will allow you to upload media. You just click on upload and click on the file and click save. When it comes to your work experience, you want to put in the same information that you put on your resume. So you're going to put in the title of the job, what kind of job it was, what company it was for, and then in the description, I would literally just copy and paste the text from your resume that you have listed under that position. So from here, let me show you what an already built profile looks like. So this is actually my profile. And so you'll see I've got a picture here, I've got a few hundred connections, I have an about me statement here, and I have tons of different media, different awards and things that I've won over the years, people who are following, and then also my job descriptions, education, and as soon as the interwebs work, you can see the other things. So honors and awards, you can see those, endorsements, interests, etc. Now, I want to show you one of the most strategic ways that you can use LinkedIn, and that's to find corporate recruiters. So let's say that you wanted to work at a hospital. So let's just pick one, a big healthcare system. We'll go with Ascension. So if we click on Ascension, after we type it in the search bar, you'll notice that they have 55,000 employees on LinkedIn. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on that. Now, how in the world are we able to sort through all these different employees? There's 55,000 of them. We're going to click on Filters. Now from here you can look up ones in different areas, etc. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can search by an employee by their name, but I'm going to type in the word recruiter. Now not every company has workers that they title as recruiters. Sometimes it's human resources, sometimes it's talent acquisition, but I'm going to try this. Let's see if Ascension has some. So look at here. You got Jane, who is a clinical recruiter at Ascension. You got another one at Ascension St. John Providence. These are all recruiters. These are people who get paid to hire you. These are people who would want to connect with you, who would want to call you in for an interview. Their whole job is to make sure the right people get hired. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Jane. Now from here, you can see if she's currently in that position. Yes, it looks like it. Oh, she's brand new in that too, so she's probably pretty eager. What we're going to do is we're going to click on Connect. I don't put anything in the invitation, no special notes or anything. I just click Send Now. And now our connection request has been sent to Jane. What's more than likely going to happen is Jane's going to accept that connection request, and then we can just send her a message right through LinkedIn. So for example, if I click on My Network, and if I click on My Connections, so let's say I want to message this person, I just click on Message, and I can type in just like I would for an email right here. Now I'm not going to send this obviously now, because I don't want to blast her with fake spam. But that's all you would do with a corporate recruiter. You just type in, hi, I just graduated from such and such. I'm looking for such and such type of job. When would be a good time to meet? Or, hi, I have experience, I have 20 years experience in electrical engineering, and I'd love a chance to talk. When would be a good time to talk? That's all you would do. It's very simple. Now what happens when you connect with someone like this? Quite often, and I'll show you on my profile here, when you click on their profile, you're going to see something like this, and you're going to see contact info. When you click on contact info, you're going to see their LinkedIn profile, but you'll also see an email, and quite often, but not always, you'll also see a phone number that you can reach out to them. Most recruiters forget that that information is on LinkedIn from the time that they signed up, 20 years ago. So there's a phone number, there's an email, there's some way to get in touch with a corporate recruiter, and you no longer need to be in the passenger seat, you can be in the driver's seat. Quite often when you're applying for a role at a Fortune 500 company, you are at the mercy of a gatekeeper who says, don't call us, we'll call you. Or you're at the mercy of their hiring system where you've put in an application and there's 1,000 other people who put in an application and now you're waiting for them to call you back. When you do this, when you search for corporate recruiters, just like we did with Jane here, that puts you in the driver's seat. Now you can initiate contact with a corporate recruiter at the company and book your own interview. That is the most important skill that you can learn with LinkedIn. That will help you be able to set up quality interviews, and again, it keeps you from being in the passenger seat and puts you in the driver's seat. And that's all we have for today. Thank you.